The movie begins with the main character named Jason making a video for the internet, who has gained a good following on the web with his music. In his video, Jason tells his fans that he will be moving to a new school called St. Adeline's, a Catholic academy in Southern California. Next, we witness an unidentified woman committing a murder, hiding the body of a woman in a car, and disguising herself as a nun. Jason and his sister Zoe, accompanied by their parents, reach the new school. The headmistress named Sister Rebecca warmly greets them and provides a rundown of the school's rules and regulations. Sarah starts to have feelings for Jason because of his charm and popularity on the internet. Later, the headmistress welcomes a new teacher, a nun from Montana named Sister Sophia White. While Sister Rebecca shows Sister Sophia around the school, they accidentally meet Jason at the playground. That very moment on, Sister Sophia finds Jason good-looking and appears to be interested in him. It is later revealed that Sister Sophia is actually the same lady who committed the murder earlier. Her real name is Laura, but she has taken on the identity of Sister Sophia, stealing her name and persona. Later that night, the young and attractive yet mysterious nun, Laura, sits on her bed and watches one of Jason's music videos. She then kisses Jason on the screen, which is quite strange and unusual behavior for a nun. It is clear that she is attracted to the young musician. The next morning, Sister Sophia begins her first day at the school. Once in class, her attention is drawn to Jason, but she becomes annoyed and jealous when she notices him flirting with Sarah. Sister Sophia decides to move Sarah to the front desk, which greatly frustrates Sarah. Following that, Sister Sophia prepares to begin her lessons, but Zoe reminds her about the morning prayer that they always have before class. Upon hearing Zoe's reminder, Sister Sophia nervously instructs the class to begin the prayer, but she finds herself unable to recite even a single word. After the class ends, Zoe shares her suspicion about the new teacher with Jason, but he dismisses her concerns and walks away. Later, Jason comes across Sister Sophia and apologizes for his behavior in the previous class. Unexpectedly, Sister Sophia asks Jason if he and Sarah are in a relationship, but Jason denies it. The next day, Sister Sophia catches Jason and Sarah in the act of kissing. Furious, she sends Jason away and begins to threaten Sarah with suspension. However, Sarah reminds Sister Sophia that she holds no power over her because her father is a donor to the school. Sarah walks away confidently, leaving the infuriated and annoyed nun behind. After the class, Sophia asks Jason to stay behind, which raises Zoe's suspicions once again about the strange behavior of the new teacher. Zoe has noticed that the new teacher seems particularly interested in her brother when they are alone. Sophia confronts Jason about the incident from the other day, questioning why he lied about his relationship with Sarah. Jason, understandably, remains silent, but Sophia insists that they meet in her quarters to discuss the matter further. Jason hesitates, because students are not allowed to enter the teacher's quarters. However, Sophia threatens to report him to the school board if he does not comply with her request. Faced with this ultimatum, Jason reluctantly agrees to meet her in her quarters. Later, when Jason arrives at Sophia's chambers and is about to knock, he is shocked to witness Sophia undressing and revealing herself in lingerie. Feeling scared and confused, Jason watches the scene unfold through the cracked door. However, he soon becomes uncomfortable and decides to walk away from the situation. The movie then shifts to the weekend, where the students are getting ready to go home. In the parking lot, Sophia becomes filled with anger and jealousy when she witnesses Sarah and Jason hugging each other. The headmistress interrupts Sophia and engages in a conversation with her about school matters. However, Sophia informs her that she will also be absent for the weekend as she needs to visit her sick aunt. Upon returning home, Jason has an intense reunion with his father. It is revealed that his father does not support his decision to pursue music. Instead, he desires for Jason to be more like his overachieving sister, Zoe. Following a heated argument, Jason decides to skip dinner and goes to the pool to spend some time alone. However, the obsessed Sophia has been stalking him and arrives at his house. Strangely, she watches him play the guitar by the pool. On Monday night, when the students return to school, Sophia sneaks into Zoe and Sarah's dorm room. Simultaneously, the headmistress, Rebecca, notices Sophia's suspicious behavior and begins to follow her. Next, Sophia enters the girls' room and strategically places marijuana in Sarah's textbook, intending to frame her and get her suspended. Sophia returns to her chambers, only to be stopped by the headmistress on her way back. When questioned about why she was in the girls' dormitory so late, Sophia lies, claiming she was monitoring the security. Hearing this, the headmistress walks away. But she still remains suspicious. The following day in class, Sophia's evil plan works. When she instructed the students to open their textbooks to a specific page, Sarah is taken aback to find marijuana inside her book. Swiftly, Sophia seizes the evidence and reports it to the headmistress. Consequently, Sarah is unjustly suspended from school. The evil nun, Sophia, continues her malicious plans. She orders the school security to search everyone's dormitory. As expected, they find a bottle of alcohol in Jason's room. Interestingly, it was the bottle which Sophia had been drinking from in her car earlier. Upon the discovery of the alcohol, Sophia pretends to feel sorry for Jason and begs the headmistress and school board not to suspend him. Instead, she suggests that he should serve community service over the weekend as an alternative punishment. The headmistress initially has some doubts as to the proposal. In the next scene, everything falls into place for Sophia as she successfully seduces Jason while he is working in the school garden. She unbuttons her shirt, and although the teenager feels uncomfortable at first, he cannot take his eyes off of her. Later that night, Sophia succeeds in engaging in a sexual encounter with Jason in his own room. Shockingly, she even records the intimate act on her mobile phone. The next morning, Jason seems to be worried and feeling guilty about the previous time, so he leaves the dormitory in search of fresh air. Meanwhile, Zoe goes to Jason's room looking for her brother, only to be taken aback when she discovers Sophia sniffing Jason's clothes. When Zoe confronts the obsessed nun, Sophia threatens Zoe to report to the school board and suspend her from school for entering the boys' dormitory. Zoe reluctantly walks out and approaches Jason, inquiring as to what's going on. However, Jason chooses not to reveal anything and pretends that everything is fine, keeping his thoughts and concerns to himself. Meanwhile, Sophia sees Zoe as a threat and comes up with a plan to undermine her. After class, Sophia requests Zoe to remain behind and reveals to her that she has received failing grades in her results. But Zoe couldn't believe it because she has always been a bright student. Laura pretends to care about Zoe and extends his second chance to her. She asks that Zoe stay after school for the re-exam. After this, Sophia intentionally leaves the answer key on the desk. When Zoe arrives in the classroom to take her exam, she notices the answer key on the table and looks at it. However, at that moment, Laura abruptly enters the classroom and reports Zoe to Sister Rebecca for cheating. Despite the accusation, the headmistress finds it difficult to believe since Zoe has always been a top-performing student in her class. Later, the bishop visits the school, and the headmistress warmly welcomes him. During their conversation, the bishop asks about Sister Sophia and if she is adjusting well in the new school. To the headmistress's surprise, the bishop describes Sophia as a ray of sunshine. The headmistress finds it hard to believe because the Sophia she knows is completely different from the image painted by the bishop. Over the upcoming weekend, Sarah invites Jason to a party at her house and specifically asks him to bring his guitar. During dinner, Jason asks his parents for permission to attend the party. However, the conversation quickly escalates into an argument about Jason's future, causing tension and disagreement among the family members. Regardless, unaware that he is being stalked and followed by Sophia to the party. Once there, Sarah approaches Jason and leads him to her room. She tries to kiss him, but Jason, preoccupied with his own turmoil, feeling unsettled, Jason grabs a bottle of beer and leaves the party, with Sarah following closely behind. However, Sarah is taken aback when she discovers that her car has been damaged, likely as a result of Sophia's revengeful actions. In the next scene, Jason nearly gets into trouble with the cops, but lucky for him, Sophia arrives just at the right moment. And settle the matter. After handling the previous incident, Jason admits to Sophia that he is too drunk to go home in his current state. Seeing an opportunity, Sophia suggests taking him to her apartment, where they can be alone. Once they arrive at her apartment, the delusional nun, Sophia, becomes unreasonably obsessed and asks Jason to run away with her to another country. However, Jason, sobering up from his drunken state, realizes the alarming situation and quickly escapes from the place, leaving her behind, while Sophia begging Jason not to leave her. Jason calls his sister Zoe to pick him up. His dad overhears and goes looking for Jason. He finds him and apologies for not accepting Jason's dreams. The next morning, as Zoe and Jason prepare for school, Zoe notices a suspicious car passing by their house. Later, she discovers that the car belongs to Sophia, which raises her suspicions even further. Upon Jason's return to his dormitory, he is shocked to find Sophia unconscious on his bed. he notices a bottle of pills on the table, leading him to believe that Sophia may have attempted something drastic. Filled with fear and concern, Jason quickly performs CPR. To his surprise, Sophia suddenly wakes up and kisses him. In a bewildering turn of events, she confesses that she faked her death as a test to gauge Jason's feelings for her. Angry and hurt, Jason warns Sophia that he will report her to the school board. In a shocking twist, Sophia retaliates by revealing that she possesses a video of their intimate moment together. This revelation leaves Jason in a state of complete shock and vulnerability. The next day, Sarah comes back to school, and this makes Sophia very angry. Feeling threatened by Sarah, Sophia sneaks into her room and hides in her shower. And as Sarah goes into her shower, in a fit of rage, she violently hits Sarah's head against the wall, causing her immediate death. After a while, Zoe finds her roommate dead in the shower and becomes horrified. The next day, Zoe confronts Jason and questions him about his relationship with Laura. At first, Jason hesitates to answer, but Zoe's persistence leads him to finally reveal the truth, leaving her in a state of shock. Zoe starts to believe that Laura isn't a real nun because of her peculiar behavior. They come up with a plan to secretly enter Laura's room and search for evidence. Upon entering, they discover her laptop, which contains numerous pictures of Jason. They also find out that her real name is Laura, confirming their suspicions about her true identity. Meanwhile, the headmistress Rebecca learnt about Sophia's true identity, and she confronts Sophia. Rebecca tries to call the bishop's number. However, before she can continue, Sophia takes matters into her own hands and strikes the headmistress with a lamp, rendering her unconscious. Soon, Jason and Zoe reach Sister Rebecca's cabin, but they cannot find her. Worried that something has happened to her, they hurry to the church. Soon, Laura, formerly known as Sister Sophia, also arrives at the church and notices Jason holding her laptop. As their argument got heated, the angry Laura swiftly knocks Zoe unconscious. She then tries to attack Jason, but Sister Rebecca arrives just in time and manages to pull her back. Enraged, Laura attempts to strangle Rebecca, but Jason seizes the opportunity and stabs her from behind, ultimately ending her life. The movie concludes with the final scene of the siblings graduating from high school, symbolizing a fresh start and a new chapter in their lives. Despite the tumultuous events they have experienced, they remain hopeful and determined to embrace life to the fullest. Please like and subscribe the channel.